Hello everyone, this is Omkar saying welcome to Lockdown Series. Today we are joined by Professor Roderick Watkins. He's the Vice-Chancellor of Anglia Ruskin University. Hi Roderick, how are you?
Hi, Anka. I'm really well. This is a great series that you're doing, so thank you so much for inviting me to come along.
Thank you so much for joining us. We are under lockdown too, and students and ARE community are undergoing with any kind of mental stress or pressure. Do you have any tips and advices for our ARE community, specifically the students, for them?
Thanks, Anka. I think this is a really critical issue, and I was thinking what I would suggest, and I'd like to briefly suggest three things, which, as well as all the obvious things like exercise and food and rest. The first thing is, I will encourage all of our students, when they can, to look for opportunities to help others. That could be about volunteering. It could be about picking up the phone and calling an elderly relative, or picking up the phone and calling somebody who might be lonely, or looking out for a fellow student. I think we all know, actually, caring for others, giving, is a fantastic way to reward yourself. It helps all of us feel connected and feel good. Secondly, I'd really ask all of our students to treat themselves with the care and the respect and the gentleness that they treat their best friends. And very often we're our own harshest critic, holding ourselves to really high standards. We need to be patient with ourselves. We need to accept we make mistakes and be kind to ourselves. And the third thing I would really emphasize is it's really important to share our worries. We all worry, we all suffer from stress, we all feel lonely, and sometimes it gets on top of us. And it's really important that when things do feel like they're getting on top of us, we tell our friends or a co-worker or one of our lecturers. And it's really, really important not to keep this stuff to ourselves.
Thank you so much for that. I think it was a really good piece of advice for the students and the ARE community as well. I'm pretty much sure that you have a very tight schedule at the moment and you manage a lot many stuff and managing the whole university. How do you cope up your mental well-being?
So, I am very busy, though I'm really, really privileged because I have a really rewarding job. And I think when you have something to do which is difficult and yet you believe it's valuable, then that's a really rewarding combination. So for me, my work is part of my mental well-being because I find my work rewarding. I believe that it's a useful thing to do, and the challenge of it therefore makes it rewarding when I think we've made progress. Having said that, I do absolutely need to clock off and relax. I listen to music a lot. It's probably the most important way I relax is by listening to music. I tend to listen to the same pieces of music again and again and again. I walk my dog. That's extremely good for me. This is a new dog. It's just changed my life. It's absolutely fantastic. I cook. I do all the cooking at home, and I love cooking, and I like my food. So yeah, those are some of the things I do.
I'm just curious to know how many hours you work a day.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it varies, obviously, a lot, but it's, I don't know. I mean, it's a lot.
On an average, more than 12 hours?
Many weekdays. Yeah.
Okay, so
I don't work on Saturdays. I work on Sundays because I have to do all the stuff. But I always take my Saturdays to walk the dog, cook, try and do the jobs at home that I've let fall apart. Stuff like that.
So I think mental well-being relating to the job is something very crucial. I think that's the reason you are able to completely cope up and work this much hours. Even that's interesting to know. Do you prefer any hobbies like music? Which genre, or specifically with that?
So my background is in music, and my professional training is all in making music, and that's making very contemporary music, mainly with computers. The music I listen to is not at all contemporary. I listen to just loads of Bach, I mean, I listen to hours of Bach and some other early music.
That's interesting. So, okay, do you have any suggestions for students about on Christmas or staff, or what's your planning for Christmas?
So certainly for my colleagues, but also for students, my main aim is that we really do all manage to have some downtime. Most of us, students and staff, have been operating under tremendous pressure since March. I mean, often before, but since March and the arrival of the pandemic. And it's just vital that we don't continue working right through that holiday period. And if we have to work through that holiday period, that we take an equivalent amount of time after. We all know there's risks of burnout and exhaustion and losing motivation. And like a really solid chunk of time off at Christmas is something that I hope that we all prioritize and get. And for our international students who are still in the UK, and for those students who stay on campus because they're not traveling home, we all need to work together to make sure that they feel that they're part of a community, that we have good contact, we stay really closely in touch. And for some of our students, this might be quite a lonely time. I remember my first Christmas alone as an international student and undergraduate in America. It can be quite a lonely time. So let's all really put our thinking caps on and get some good plans to make sure we support each other through the other side of the holidays.
Thank you so much for this. I think the university seems to be quite planning about the students who are in the accommodation and how they are. So thanks for that. We'll be happy to collaborate and work with the university to support students in this time as well. And thank you so much for joining us today. It was very appreciating. Thank you so much. We'll be back again with another lockdown series. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Great. Omkar, thanks very much. Bye-bye.